Here we go. Is this on? Is this on video? Okay. Day one, Book of Nightmares. We're in a pretty good house. Nobody gets a house like this, okay, folks? Seriously.
You just built a shoulder rig.
Not lying. We're getting the shoulder rig going. Shot one. Black Magic Cinema. Good lens here. What?
Why? What's the rush? You miss me?
No, actually, there's not a single part of me that misses you. Even a little bit. I'm getting kind of freaked out. I think the kids are...
Clown, if you walk through, quick.
Which way?
Actually, we'll get you to come from this side over. Yeah, just behind you.
Where it began, I can't begin to know it. No, like I started out as an actor when I was like 9, mostly in community theater in Sault Ste. Marie. And I think I was about maybe 14 or so. I did a video with a local director that was on anxiety, and I played a student who was anxious about an upcoming test. And Ryan Byrne from ACE, he was the cinematographer on the video. So we made this little video that gets played in board meetings and teaching exercises for years later. So I acted in it. That was my first sort of run-in with Ryan and what he was doing. He's a little bit older than me. He's about, I don't know, 10 years older than me or so. So he would have been about mid-20s, early 20s. That was really one of the first kind of film things I had done. I'd always like made videos with my friends and stuff and got into film, and then I've dropped out of film school twice. So that was fun.
Outdoors, I had no idea was there. We're back again. Is this on?
It's on.
Every time I'm always the one that has to comment for this goddamn
Well,
video.
Dan doesn't fucking say anything.
I know,
when
he's an idiot. So I'm here again. We're at the Craig house. Thank you, Craig. They're not around right now.
Ladies and gents, pay up.
Oh, I didn't order,
You didn't.
so I don't have to pay. This is a good sign.
Ryan said you covered me.
We got Ruger. Oh my god, and that dog's going crazy. Jake. Cassandra just joined us. There she is. Point to
You asked for
her.
stuff.
I
You
didn't.
asked for stuff?
No.
A bunch of different people. Here you go.
And yeah, it's good. We're all here tonight. Closed set later tonight. Hot and steamy action going on. A little bit of kissing and caressing. Don't tell anybody. It's gonna
They're
get
about to be.
gross, disgusting, a little revealing. That's all I got for now. We'll be back later though. You better believe it, we'll be back later. My name's Ryan Byrne. I was one of the co-directors on the Book of Nightmares feature film production. It's our second film from ACE Studios. Well, when I ran into Dan O'Brien, who's the other co-director of this feature, I didn't know if I actually wanted to make another feature film at the time, because I'd just gone through my first one, October 30th. It was a rigorous experience that really took a toll on me. So after finishing it and completing it and getting it up the mountain of, you know, the task of making a feature film, I was just so exhausted from the process and was unsure of where I would go next. But meeting Dan for breakfast one day, seeing the excitement for somebody else who'd watch that movie, and I got an inkling suspicion that perhaps he wanted to make future projects with us at the time. I got more excitement for, you know, new energy and new blood.
Do not take the Lord's name in vain.
I am Hannah Craig. I was a writer, a production manager, and first assistant director on the Book of Nightmares. So I went to film school, came home, worked on a few films, but wanted to concentrate more on writing instead of the camera trainee positions I kept getting on films in the Sioux. And someone who I was in cadets with comments, "Hey, I heard you were in film school. I want to sit down with you and possibly work with you." And I went into this and I had like a business interview style thing at Tim Hortons with an old cadet that I used to work with, Rogers. And with Dan O'Brien, and it was crazy how I met him for this other project, and then later when that fell through and he had met Ryan, he brought me into the project, which was really exciting. So I heard Dan say, I'm working with this guy named Ryan, we're looking for someone to possibly write with us, I want you to meet him. I showed up, I was in this beautiful new Ace Studios building that was huge, and I met Ryan for the first time, and we started talking about the movies, and it was just really exciting. So the first time I heard Book of Nightmares, it was all about, hey, let's get you writing your section and join the team.
Pretty funny. When I first saw that, I was like, it's amazing.
Yeah, come down.
You have been graced by the soft, gentle touch of Dan O'Brien.
Yeah, do it again so Dan can see.
Does this mean I'm blessed?
You have been chosen.
Why? It's a little too close, yeah.
Hold on, don't.
All right, Mr. Director, what's happening on set today? No. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Thanks.
So it's almost like, but this is like
Nothing.
I'll give you something. Okay, it's day 4. We got 10 hours left before we get a token. Means we get 25% of the way done this feature film. We're pumped. We're a little tired, but things are going well so far. Knock on wood.
It's marble.
That's all I got. Is it? Knock on marble. Marble. You gotta do it in light now.
So we did a bit of prep. Not as much as maybe we would have liked, but part of the thing in independent film, I think, is like you only have so much time, and you have to make the most of it, and you have to pivot, and you don't have money to solve problems. It's all creative problems. So sometimes, you have this big idea of, we'll have school buses and 45 extras and 3 kids show up. Well, now you got to make that scene work with 3 kids, and you didn't get any school buses because they cost $1,000 each to rent for an hour. You got to do what you can, and the scene instead becomes about the 3 kids that were left behind. Their parents haven't come to pick them up yet, and it's this little drama over in the corner about these 3 kids, and everybody else, it's happening off screen because we can't afford to show it.
You ready?
roll camera.
Am I standing up for this when I'm shouting at her?
4A?
No, that's the next scene, yeah. You're good. But with the Daryl, you can get a little more, like
really
panic,
vocal?
Yeah, a little more vocal, where it's just like, you're expecting me to come in and be rude, and I'm like, what's up, girl? Okay?
All right, is camera rolling?
Rolling.
Roll sound.
Speeding.
Marker.
Book of Nightmares, scene 103, take 4A.
Action, Esther.
Camp love, you got me so fucking love. Camp love, you got me so wrapped right up.
Never back out.
Well, fuck, that looks
When
great.
the twigs are snapping, there's gonna be like a loud noise where you guys are gonna just give a little vocalization. You're a tough guy. You're not screaming. You just might have a little like whoa, exactly, whoa, and you have a little bit like you have a little bit, but he's
You're gonna throw like comedic down.
a little comedic moment, and I want both of you to just stop
Stand up.
and look at him.
Back down.
Like,
But let's not start.
if I'm here, I'm gonna be like
Jump behind Jason.
just slightly.
To make a film too is to kind of put yourself out there a lot. I saw with Ryan's film too, like as soon as you come out and say, especially in a small town, like I'm good enough to make a movie, you open yourself up to chirping, and you open yourself up to people saying, no, you're not. Why do you think you can do this? There's a lot of armchair critics. There's a lot of people who would rather sit by the sidelines and kind of pick on you or chirp. But I don't want to be one of those people, and I don't want to give in to that. It's like, this is the first step for me, and hopefully an evolution of like making more and more stuff. Maybe it's more features, maybe it's other things. I think that's what life is, and you have to roll with the punches. You have to be okay with like, I feel comfortable with like, I know the shortcomings of the film. It's difficult because when you start a movie, you're a different person than when you finish it, and you know so much more after the experience of having made it, and you know how to make that movie now, that you almost want to go back and just reshoot it from scratch, and it'd be so good. But it is what it is. And you take those lessons forward and you keep making shit.
I'll do the other one up. ETA? ETV. 4 minutes. We need a monitor for it though too, like a phone. Maybe Amanda. Hannah wants to know why the heck. Are you recording right now? Yep. Hannah wants to know why the fuck I'm not over there. Well, we didn't move quick enough. And it's not easy to get all this gear loaded. But here we go. Dan's probably gonna take a strip off me too after. We're supposed to have this shot already. We don't.
Apparently I'm the wrong kind of AC.
We're all gonna cry.
Now I'm both kinds.
Whoa.
I'm both kinds of AC. Hey there, a little for you. A little for you. I'm both kinds of AC nowadays. Just, I know it gets toasty under the...
Are we almost set with our framing? Are we getting there?
Am I keeping the lights the same way?
Okay.
A phrase that we used a lot was like, is this the hill that you want to die on? You know, if this is a fight that you're going to take to the grave because it means that much to you, then I'm going to listen to you. You know, why are you so adamant that it has to go this way? That's interesting. But a lot of other times it's like, should you be in a red hat? No. Okay. You know.
My hair to hold it, and I went, no. With legs. Yeah, with legs. Hey, she had legs during later on. She had legs and doesn't speak during the movie. Oh, I'm a naked area. It's like you didn't get the prince and you were like, fuck you, Ursula. Kept the legs, no voice, and just like went about your way. Yeah. You just like started murdering people.
So rewarding seeing so many people just like going for it to get our vision done. This whole process I think has been really humbling. You know, you get out of film school with that, you know, film school cockiness of, oh, I went to film school, I can work on anything. And, you know, that ego's beaten down pretty quickly. But I think over this process, I really grew as a person and kind of learned that, you know, we're all just people trying to make a movie, and you put your heart, sweat, and tears out there and you try your best, and it's not this magical experience you expect from film school, but it's so much better than that.
Say that, you got tons of friends. I see you talking to the guys all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't always like synergized, and I think that's part of like as it went, I do feel that it got better. A lot of the people that we had on the crew were complete newbies, and some people like Lord Craig acted in the first story, and then he joined the crew afterwards. He's been a military guy for years. He's been a part of like a lot of organized things like bands and etc. So he knew what that was too. He was able to lead and follow quite comfortably, and there were a few people on set that were just great with that, even though they didn't have film experience. It was like, I have things that can relate to this. I understand, you know, oh, he is the corporal or whatever, and she is this, and I fall in line here. But some of the other people on set were, you know, 15-year-old kids or like people who are just kind of half interested or thought, oh, making a movie sounds glamorous and cool. But anyone who's ever been on a film set knows, like, it's not. It's a lot of sweaty, gross people who have big dreams, you know. And I say that as I'm honored to be one of them. You know, we were really in the shit sometimes. It was, you know, you have, I think it's Fincher has a great quote where it's like, you know, you don't know what directing is until you're out there, the sun's going down, you need 10 shots and you know you're only gonna get 6. That's what directing is. You gotta choose, like, you have to choose, you have to prioritize, and you have to live with the fact that, like, this is what I'm gonna get today. And that's all it is, and I'm gonna make the most of this. I'm gonna get the most real estate for the amount of money that I have.